G'day gamers, Ranger Tony here, back with more of our Skyrim Complete Elementalist playthrough, and I think we are very close to being done now. We have just finished very quickly finished the Imperial Civil War questline, which means we can now teleport back to Whiterun. Almost said Riverwood there for a second. We can teleport back to Whiterun and we can go and talk to Jarl Bulgriff about using Dragon Reach to
what is it?
to capture a dragon.
Says I'm too young to train with the sword.
May the gods watch over.
I need your help to trap a dragon.
I must have misheard, of course. But I don't understand. Alduin, the World Eater. I don't know. Now what's this nonsense? Then. So what's the plan then? Oh, probably for the best. It will give me time to see if that old trap still works.
Into this plan of yours.
Break the news to the men.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we have an option here. Esbern or Paarthurnax. I've always gone to Esbern. Well, Esbern in the meeting normally tells you, and I think any other time I've done this, I've gone back to Esbern. Let's go to Paarthurnax for this now. But I no longer have a mark on the throat of the world, because the mark is always there's only ever one mark. When you cast mark again, it resets the previous one. So we're just going to do fast travel up to the throat of the world.
I have tasted the voices of Alduin's allies on the wind. Pogan Nachlas Vokril Vachjun. There is one who I remember well, Odaving. He is the one to tell us where Alduin has gone.
Do we know his name? How does this help?
I forget how little you know of the Dove. Our names are always made up of 3 Rothmulag, words of power. You see, Paarthurnax, a thum, a shout, yes?
So the thing is, though, if that's the case, I should be able to summon Paarthurnax and Alduin at any time.
He is not compelled to come, but the Dove are prideful by nature. Few could resist such a challenge, especially from you, Dovahkiin.
Okay. So maybe Paarthurnax and Alduin could.
Headstrong, Bozik, rash. Even among the Dove, he was known for this. He will not resist the challenge of your voice, Dovahkiin. He will come. Now, hear his name, Odaving. Taste it on the wind, Odaving. Know it in your sum, Odaving.
And there we go. We have the call. Back to... still got Whiterun. Should set that up.
What is it that as I promised, my men know what to do. Make sure you do your
out
part.
of trouble, kinsman.
I'm putting my city in your hands.
Father says I'm too young to train with the sword. So
Time to call Odoving. And we can do it just here. Let's get Dragon Rend ready.
We're ready.
And I won't use my Elemental Blast because it could injure these guys.
Steady now. Keep under cover until it's down.
Got him. I'm not sure I even need to attack him, but I guess this will help.
Orvuta med Kodav, caught like a bear in a trap. Zokfrini grin Kograd Runviki, Dovahkiin. Ah, I forget. You do not have the Dova speech. My eagerness to meet you in battle was my undoing, Dovahkiin. I salute your low cunning in devising such a Gramindol stratagem. Ru'ulbonar, you went to a great deal of trouble to put me in this humiliating position. Insir Alduin, No doubt you want to know where to find Alduin.
That's right.
Nikvaza, an apt phrase. Alduin Boval. One reason I came to your call was to test your Thuum for myself. Many of us have begun to question Alduin's lordship, whether his Thuum was truly the strongest. Among ourselves, of course, Muni Mae, none were yet ready to openly defy him.
You were telling me where to find him?
Once Lord Croesus, innumerable pardons, I digress. He has traveled to Sovngarde to regain his strength, devouring the Silesur, the souls of the mortal dead, a privilege he jealously guards. His door to Sovngarde is at Skuldafn, one of his ancient fanes high in the eastern mountains. Mindoran pa ok midoven avarantil.
I surely do not need to warn you that all his remaining strength is marshaled there. Zuulost ofan hinlan. Now that I have answered your question, you will allow me to go free?
Not until he's defeated.
Well, Croesus, there is one detail about Skaldafin I neglected to mention. Only this. You have the Thuum of a Dova, but without the wings of one, you will never set foot in Skaldafin. Of course, I could fly you there, but not while imprisoned like this. Onikan Korra, and you can free me, and I will carry you to Skaldafin.
No, I still don't have any points. I was hoping to get some more points in alteration to be able to bump up my magic resistance. Oh well. Yeah, let's let him out. Let's just get this over and done with.
Something to tell the girl. You sure about that? You want your funeral? Someone else is gonna have to help you get him back in there again.
Opportunity. I would be most appreciative if you would permit me to perform some tests on you, purely in the interest of the advancement of knowledge.
This is all part of the Dragonborn's plan.
Was nu, dini dein Rufe Astval. Saran Uth, I await you. Zuk Brit Oth. Amativ.
Do it.
Mubokotin Stinselok.
You're either the bravest person I've ever met, or the biggest fool.
May Kinneret guard you while you pass through her realm.
This is as far as I can take you. I will look for your return, or Alduin's.
Hello there. One down. Why did that switch me to third person? I don't know. Oh, there's one there. Oh, damn it, he moved. Okay, it's most of the guys in that direction done. Oh, I thought he might have been above me. Hello there. And then you've got a friend just up over there. Oh, he survived that. And there's a couple of guys up there. Well, I know if I'm lucky I can take these guys up here down now rather than having to do it later when I've gone through the tunnel, as it were. But frankly, it doesn't matter when I do it, they're dead anyway. So we'll go through the temple. Oh, wow. I thought I killed you already. Right, so this one has to be oil. This one has to be a snake. And then that just goes to some treasure, which I don't care about. So let's make sure this one is snake as well. And let's continue on. Come on. You're gonna pop out of those, aren't you? You're gonna wait until I'm halfway down the stairs and then you're gonna do it. You know what happened to that first one? Spiders. Come on. Ah, they're up there. Well, some of them are up there. So... Okay, I remember now. So that one has to be, well... And that one has to be... Eagle. Or hawk, or whatever you want to call it. And then down here, we have the snake. I'm not going to bother with the treasure. And then we go back up. And pull the lever. Hey presto. We're into the temple. Which I thought was already where we were, but anyway. Love that spell. The Diamond Claw. What is that? Fox, moth, dragon. How much of Stormcall do I know? Oh, nothing really. Okay. So I'm curious. Which one was it? Well, actually, I'll need... No, don't, let's not bother. Solitaire. Well, I don't think Solitaire does much to dragons. The only... Clear skies is the only shout I need from now on. So, g'day St. Salvius. As you can see, we are almost done. Quick save. Two hits to kill that guy. I will take all of his stuff. Activate the seal, and in we go.
Turn back. Many have braved the shadow near giant. Then, but I never. I'll do it. Can you lead the way to where I saw shores? Hurry, before I'll try to hold to your hopeful purpose. Quickly, once more snares me in the World Eater's net. No escape. Courage is useless.
That didn't do much good. Maybe because the guy was in front of me? I'm curious what... I don't remember it being this hard before to get through the mist. I want to see what's up those stairs. I don't think I've ever been up there. Because this sort of seems to be the area where... Oh, look.
Skyrim was betrayed. But there is no escape. Do you... Beware. Turn... Beware. The World Eater waits within the mist.
Ancient word wall. But there's really nothing up here. Of significance, anyway. Just some interesting terrain. Let's take it easy on Sun.
What brings you, Wayfarer Grim? A fit, but sure restrained our wrathful on. By what right do you living or dead, by decree of shore, none may pass this perilous bridge till I judge them worthy by the warrior's test. You fought well. I find you well.
Probably could have done that with one elemental blast, but anyway. I wasn't sure if causing all the extra damage in the area of effect was going to be a problem, so easier to stick with a standard spell like Thunderbolt.
Welcome, Drac, by shore, but three Gormlaith, the fearless, glad-hearted in battle. Hecon, the valiant, heavy-handed warrior. Feldir, the old, far-seeing and grim.
Right, let's talk to them.
At long last, Alduin's doom is now ours to seal. Just speak the word, and with high hearts, we'll hasten forth to smite the worm, wherever he lurks.
Hold, comrades. Let us counsel take before battle is blindly joined. Alduin's mist is more than a snare. Its shadowy gloom is his shield and cloak. But with 4 voices joined, our valor combined, we can blast the mist and bring him to battle.
Feldir speaks wisdom. The World Eater, coward, fears you, Dragonborn. We must drive away his mist, shouting together, and then unsheath our blades in desperate battle with our black-winged foe.
To battle, my friends! The field will echo with the clamor of war, our wills undaunted.
Indeed. Wonder what happens if you jump off here. Oh. He said as a joke, and then gets caught in a position where he can't get back up.
Of shore upon you this day. Defeat Alduin.
Yep, we nearly found out what happens. I mean, it's pretty certain you die. I just don't know whether it would be a cannot recover from, you know, no save allowed. I doubt it. Ormleaf, you're missing a bit over there. No, sorry, that's Harkin. Haken, you're missing a bit over that way. Why don't you point in that way a little bit?
Does his strength have no end? Is our struggle in vain?
Stand fast! His strength is failing. Once more and his might will be broken.
Again! And we break his grim hold over Shore's realm and redeem it for eternity!
I need Dragon Ren, don't I? He is just impossible to hit on the wing. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 hits with a couple of minor helps from the other guys.
When you have completed, when you are ready to rejoin the living, return now to
All hail the
stretch
Dragonborn!
gold from shore.
Hail him with great praise!
Shout to bring a hero from Sovngarde in your hour of need.
Surut fur Kanaran.
I'm assuming this is some sort of tribute to Alduin. Or to me as the Dragonborn, I don't know.
But I cannot celebrate his fall. Indeed, perhaps, but I thought you have Savor Goran. I feel younger than I have in many years.
Right.
Many of the Dovaheg are now scattered across Kizar. Without Alduin's lordship, they may yet bow to the Vazen, brightness of my Thum. Willing or no, they will hear it. Fare thee well, Dovahkiin.
So in the end, a lot of this playthrough was on easy mode because I had Fortify destruction gear that was wiping out my magical requirements.
I wish the Old One luck in his quest. But I doubt many will wish to exchange Alduin's lordship for the tyranny of Parthenex's way of the voice. As for myself, you've proven your mastery twice over. Furi Dovahkiin, I gladly acknowledge the power Zu Odaving. Call me when you have need, and I will come if I can.
There we go. So yeah, as I was saying, once you get gear enchanted with 100% fortification on any of the magic things, it becomes way easier. So if you were going for a conjuration build, that would be really good to have that. Certainly if you're doing an illusion build, I don't really know that you can have a build which has primarily restoration or alteration as a build, but, you know, not in a pure mage anyway. But having that fortification is just, it is everything as a mage. Now, I have played around offline with the fortification restoration loop. Now, it is a glitch, right? But it is a glitch that was never officially removed from the game. And the idea is that with a little bit of work in alchemy, initially, you can have some gear enchanted to improve alchemy. And you can then make fortify restoration potions. Why did you just phase back in, Parthenax? Yeah, you can make fortify restoration potions, which you drink, which actually improves your alchemy as a glitch. And then you use that to continually buff your alchemy, which allows you to make a stronger fortify restoration potion, which allows you to make which buffs your alchemy again, which allows you to make an even stronger one. And you keep going like that until the potion doesn't get any stronger. And then with fortify restoration on, you make, using alchemy, you make a fortify enchanting potion. You then enchant up a new set of alchemy gear and start the whole process again, right? Now, the interesting thing is this. In my experimentation, well, in this playthrough, in this way of playing I've just done, where I just go for Fortify Destruction as an example, what I found was I can get a full set of Fortify Destruction gear by about level 15. Now, admittedly, this is because I've got the Capes mod installed, which gives me an extra slot. And I know that if I use the Captain's Boots, which you can buy in Solitude, they can also be enchanted with Fortify Destruction. So you can basically put Fortify Destruction on hood, robes, boots, ring, and amulets. That's 5 things. So you only need 20% Fortify enchanting. And I know that if I do things right, I can get to a level, I can get to the point by about level 15 where I can do that, right? Now, if I tried to do the Fortify Restoration glitch, I've got to spend a lot of time on alchemy. I've got to gather a lot of alchemy supplies, and I've got to put points into alchemy. You have to put at least 3 points into alchemy. You put 2 points into here. Sorry, you've got to put 4 points into alchemy. You put 2 points into alchemist, making your potions 40% stronger. Then you put 1 in here, which you don't need, but you need that because you then want benefactor, and you want to get 25% additional magnitude to your potions there. Once you've got those 4 done, you're in a good position, apparently, to do this. Not apparently, I have done it. And then you can make your Fortify enchanting potions, and you can enchant up gear. And the idea is that eventually you can get a Fortify enchanting potion that raises your enchanting ability by like 2,000%, right? And then you can use that, and you can put ridiculous enchantments on things. Now, you can also do it with smithing, so that you can do a Fortify smithing potion, and you can put ridiculous enchantings. You can put ridiculous upgrades on weapons and equipment. And you can also use the Fortify Enchanting Potion to enchant up smithing gear to do it the same way if you don't want to do the Fortify Smithing Potion. Or is there not a... Maybe there's not a Fortify Smithing Potion. But anyway, ultimately, you could have a set of gear that makes you the ultimate mage, like the god of magic, because you could have every single school of magic over 100% fortified using that glitch. But here's the problem. You spend so much of your time, if you want to do this as quickly as possible, early game, you spend so much of your time gathering supplies to get your alchemy to that point, and you need so much money because you have to smith up, you have to enchant up multiple sets of Fortify alchemy gear, and that is hood, robes, necklace, and ring, or maybe it's robes, gloves, necklace, and ring. But it's 4 items basically that you can enchant with Fortify alchemy, and it might be 5 if you've got cloaks added to the game. When you do that, you're going to want the largest soul gems you can get. So ideally, you're going to want to be using at least greater, if not grand, soul gems. So you're going to need 4 of those each time, and you're going to need to make multiple sets of the Fortify alchemy gear to get all this to work. So basically, yes, in the long run, excuse me, if you do this, you can get a set of gear where you can have Fortify all of the different schools of magic fortified over 100%, so you get 0 magic cost from any magic that you want to cast. You can do that with that glitch, but it requires so much money and so much resources, so many perk points, that it's not really something that you can do from the start of the game as a pure mage, because you wouldn't be able to put any points into the actual school of magic that you want to use, be it destruction, be it conjuration, illusion, alteration, restoration. It doesn't matter. You're spending all of your time and all of your efforts to try and get alchemy gear, skill points into alchemy, and you're trying to get money to buy soul gems. But how can you buy them when you have no skills in magic or in any other skill? So really, even though it sounds great, the better way is just a steady progress in enchanting to raise your enchanting skill and raise other skills alongside that, whether you're going for a destruction build like I just did, or whether you're building any other class. You can build a fighter, you can build an archer, you can do whatever you want, and you just mix and match. You do some in your primary ability and some in enchanting, and every time, basically anytime you buy anything, anytime you loot anything, keep all of the clothes type stuff that you find, because it's really simple to enchant all of those. And anytime you go shopping and you go and sell stuff, buy any filled soul gems that you can afford and use those to raise your enchanting up, and it'll work well. So yeah, I just, even though, yep, it does work, the Fortify restoration glitch does work and does allow you to build ridiculously enchanted or upgraded equipment. It's not something that you can feasibly do at the very start of the game, because you would be spending so much time trying to do it that you can't raise any skills that you need to actually survive and do it. So it's something that takes you a lot longer to accomplish, basically. And I feel like it wouldn't be until you're well past level 20 that you'd be at a position where you would be ready to do it in a normal sort of playthrough. The other thing, and I'm almost tempted to actually save this. Actually, we will. We'll go back to, let's just teleport to Whiterun for a sec. The other thing I looked at, because I've been wanting to do some playthroughs at harder difficulty levels. This is, for those who don't know, I've done all of these playthroughs basically at Adept, which is the default level that you get in the game. That's the default when you start the game. You can go easier as Apprentice or Novice. I don't recommend that, and I'll explain in a minute why. But I've been experimenting a little bit with going to harder levels. Now, everyone talks about Legendary difficulty, and yes, Legendary difficulty is incredibly hard. And the reason is because, well, when we have a look at the difficulties, Adept level is good because it's 1-to-1. You do normal damage, whatever your weapon says, to your opponent, and your opponent does whatever weapon damage they have to you. But as you go up or down in the levels, those amounts of damage change. And let me just make sure I get this right. I'm just going to look it up. So, if you go one level up from Expert, one level up from Adept, sorry, to Expert, you're only doing 75% damage to your opponents, but they're doing 1.5 times damage to you, right? And then when you get to Master, you're doing half damage to your opponents, and they're doing double damage to you. And then finally, when you go to Legendary, you're only doing 25% damage, while they're doing 3 times damage to you. Now, as I said in one of my streams yesterday, that's actually not how it works. Because what they actually do, and I worked this out from a little bit of playing around, what they actually do, let's go back to Master level because it's the easiest. I do half damage to them, they do double damage to me. But you've got to remember, there's another complication here. You're not the only thing in the world. There are other NPCs around, and they often attack each other, right? How does the game work all that out? It doesn't. What it does is, rather than you doing half damage to an NPC and they do double damage to you, the reality is every creature in the game has double health, right? That's you doing 50% damage to them. You're not doing 50% damage. You're doing your normal damage, and everybody in the game is doing normal damage at all times, right? But everything has twice the health, so that everything stays alive a lot longer, right? So if you have 2 NPCs battling each other, a wolf and a crab, for example, if you see that fight on Master level, that fight will go on for much longer than the same fight would on Adept level, where it's 1-to-1. Right? And that... G'day, S-Cross. And then what the game does is, as for opponents doing double damage to you, yes, that's a simple thing. They do. Basically, when the game works out when the player takes damage, it just looks at the difficulty level and ramps it up or down, depending on what the difficulty is. But if they had to, when the game says that NPCs take half damage from you, if they had to calculate on every single character in the creature in the game the amount of damage that they took, no, they don't actually do that. They just double the health. So that's interesting. But what it means is conjuration spells work a little bit better. And so I might actually show this. I was going to do a separate video, but I think I'll actually just show this right now. Let's go back to the main menu. And let's start a new game. And we're going to start as a Breton. Actually, I think I've already got a save I can use for this instead. Damn it, I don't. Maybe I don't. No, I don't. I got rid of it. We've got to sit through the whole bloody start of the game again to show it. Anyway, believe me when I say that if you play on higher difficulty levels, conjuration actually seems more useful. I'm actually planning some other playthroughs of Skyrim now where I'm actually going to be on higher difficulty levels. I want to try crossbows, and I want to try a melee build, and I want to try a magic build. The big problem with the magic build is surviving early on, because your spells are not doing anywhere near as much damage. It's hard enough early game as a mage with the amount of damage that you're doing. It's even harder on master level difficulty, but that's what I'm going to do. So that's going to be coming in the near future. So this is a short stream. It's only just on an hour now, but we've finished, so we might as well stop here. Thank you everyone who joined me for this series. This is the end of the complete Elementalist playthrough. As I said, once we got destruction, fortification, gear, this was a fait accompli. There was no longer any real difficulty to it. Your spells cost you nothing. You can just cast them over and over and over again, and you know, you're a god of magic, and there's not a big deal. But it was still fun. Thank you for that, Saint Salvius. And I hope you'll join me for future playthroughs where we're going to start playing on master level and see how we go in surviving in Skyrim. Thanks, everyone, and I'll see you next time. Bye now.